Hello and welcome to a Tools for Motivation live training session. This is our first one of 2023, and I'd like to first of all thank everybody who's here live. And if you're not here live, you're watching on the recording, try to come out to some live ones, because what we're planning to do for a good chunk of 2023 is host sessions just like we're doing today, where we're going to cover all different types of topics, ideas, strategies. We're going to have different experts on. And it's not always necessarily business related either. We're going to get into some soft skills, mindset stuff as well. I think a lot of it will kind of play well together. And my guest today, you can see, hopefully the recording shows it in the correct location that I see it. We have Marie Mack from First Cup to Close. Now, Marie is actually our affiliate manager here as well at Tools for Motivation. She's been working with us for several years now. And she's the owner of First Cup to Close. And for how many years now, Marie, have you been doing that?
It's about 8 years now. Been in my business.
Coming up on a decade. Yeah, coming up. Yeah, and so Marie, just a little bit of backstory here. I'm going to pass the mic over to you, Marie. But yeah, Marie and I first met years ago. I want to say maybe 5 years ago, if I'm give or take, about that, when we were participating in a giveaway event. And these giveaway events are kind of like a bunch of marketers get together. Everybody puts in a product, and then we all mail the offer, and we kind of build our lists off of that. So for those of you who haven't heard of a giveaway, they're very, very complicated to run, and they're super busy, and things usually don't run all that smoothly in my experience. But this one that I was in was run amazing. So I went behind the scenes and like, who ran this? It was awesome. And there was Marie. So then I was like, hey, Marie, you want to come work for us? And then she said yes. So the rest is history. And she's been our affiliate manager now for, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years. I've lost track, but she deals with all of the affiliates that promote Tools for Motivation. And it's been going really well. And we're super excited to bring her on, because she's going to share with you pretty much the process she used to keep me on as a client, but a lot of her other clients as well. So I know it works. I can definitely vouch for her. Marie, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Justin. That was a great introduction. It's so funny when you figure out where your clients are coming from and how that's working, and then just keep doing it over and over again. So thank you first for allowing me to jump in and share a little bit about my passions and my knowledge. I know we're going to get some more people in here, and that is okay. Just be sure that you can find the chat, because I'll be kind of monitoring that. I know Justin's going to be monitoring that. We already said this, but the big thing is just know this is a little informal. So if you have questions, make sure you ask, and then write some things down. I think we already answered this. There will be a recording. I'm going to give you some links. I'll give you my slide presentation. So I'm just going to answer all those things up front. But I do want to make sure that as I'm kind of working through some of this information, that you make notes about how this applies to your business. So I'm just going to kind of put that up front. Okay. Think about your business. I'm going to try and make sure we talk about different types of online businesses. But the biggest thing is just thinking, how is what Marie's saying going to work for me? And then we can, at the end, kind of troubleshoot if you're not quite sure. Okay. I love this stuff. Definitely Justin has been one of my best and most amazing clients for the last almost 5 years. Yay. So not only am I very integrated into Tools for Motivation, but I am also an amazing space to, do you want me to slide share, or do you want to slide share?
You would be good.
Okay. It looks like somebody else is, so I just want to make sure that.
Somebody is slide sharing. Okay. Whoever began the share, I just thought this was a informal meeting. So, here, I know, I can see who it is. Yeah. I believe it's Ali. So if you can unshare, or I can maybe turn that off 1 second here.
Yeah, and I'll just take over, and then we won't have that. Sometimes buttons are weird.
There you go. Yeah, just hit. Yeah, there you go, Marie.
You never know. Yeah. Give me just a second. I'll put my slides up. That way we can just kind of keep this going, and then definitely make sure you guys can find the chat so you can ask some questions. And
yeah, and I'll keep an eye on it as well. So ask away. Cool. I'll interrupt Marie as needed.
Yeah, all the good things. All right, let me make sure I can get the right screen here. Nope, wrong screen. Goodness, guys, what is happening? Here we are. There it is. Found it. All right, can see that right there? See my slides?
Yep,
perfect, my friends.
Take it away. You're good. You're good.
Okie doke. Let me just move my chat around, because I like to monitor chat. I do a lot of Zoom stuff, so kind of getting all my stuff organized. I know somebody said they were doing a webinar soon. It's the same kind of thing. So All right, guys. So I've been working around and with Justin for the last 5 years. Today, I'm going to talk about a passion of mine, which is keeping the clients that you already have happy and in your ecosystem consistently. So one of the topics that Justin asked me to teach on is how to find, retain, and impress your very best clients. Finding them is something that we have a decent amount of trainings on inside of Tools for Motivation. So just make sure you tap into some of those free trainings that Justin has done. His brilliance is amazing. If you guys haven't looked at that, please tap into it because it'll give you some other ideas. But I'm going to talk about retaining and making sure we have some really great people that are staying in your ecosystem. So first thing, a little about me is I am a former Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot. I was in the Army for 8 years before I resigned my commission, stay home with my kids, and start my business. Really, I use a lot of that stuff that I used in the military and my kind of my aeronautics degree to put together systems and processes that relate to online business owners. So that's probably you if you're here. Big thing is that I have 2 kids at home. I homeschool full time. I'm obsessed with systems and processes, definitely been in the Tools for Motivation community for the last 4 or 5 years. We can't quite remember, Justin. But the thing is that I know where you're coming from when you're working inside of this Tools for Motivation community, and I hope that I can connect some dots for you today. I now run an agency that supports others as they're growing and scaling their business using systems. So that's kind of where I'm coming from today. Let me make sure I can get through here. So how things are going to go for today. We are definitely going to go over several different things. The first thing is how to set up a consistent check-in for your paying clients. This was a part of a request from Justin, who said, how do we make this happen consistently for our members? And now we're going to talk about it. How to create raving fans from those people. How to invite those beautiful, wonderful paying clients to continue into your higher level programs, okay? Definitely have questions, let me know. My whole focus is around making sure you're spending time working on your business instead of in your business, so I'll probably connect that a little bit. And really just making the most out of the people who have already said yes to you. Those are those people who have already paid you money, okay? Again, we've said this a couple times, but as we go through, ask questions in the chat. I do have it open. And if something is like big and Justin sees it, he'll stop me. And that's okay. I would rather make sure nobody's feels lost or I'm saying something that doesn't make sense. So just make sure you ask, okay?
Hey, Marie, can I jump in super quick? Yeah, so I just want to mention really quickly as well. I kind of reviewed a bit of this with Marie in advance. And even if you're not doing client work right now, or you're kind of looking for your first client, stick around because this will help as well. And if you're not even doing client work, period, like Tools for Motivation, we don't really do client work per se. We sell products, we have customers, we do, digital downloads, but so much of what Marie's about to cover applies anyways. So it's definitely worthwhile to stick around and take some notes and listen. Because again, it's free training. There's not even a pitch here at the end. It's just pure value add. So please do try to make the most of it and don't, lock yourself into thinking, well, I don't do client work, so this doesn't apply. There's definitely going to be some gold nuggets in here. So just wanted to mention that. Thanks, Marie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest thing. And that was the first thing I wanted to make sure. A little bit about you. Okay. If you are a person who sells something online, products, services, whatever it might be, and you've had somebody pay you, this system will work for you. Okay. We're talking about taking those people who have already said yes, giving you some sort of money and making the most out of that asset. So just know that it's okay if you are doing service providers. Like myself, I'm a service provider. Justin has products and stuff that he sells. So we'll talk kind of both sides of that. And even if you've had one person give you one thing of, $1, this is a system that we can use. If you're still building that list, remember at the beginning, I said, how does this apply to my business? Think about what this looks like as you're moving through your business, okay? So you're in the right place for sure. First fact that I want to make sure I come up with is that it is 5 times more expensive to bring on a new lead in your business than it is to keep the one you already have. This is a really big thing. I learned this about 5 years ago and I was like, oh my gosh, like if we just kept the people who already said yes to us, we would save a ton of money in our business and we would save a ton on our our marketing and our all the different fees that are going out there. So this is just a huge thing to keep in mind, and I'll tap into that a little bit more as we go along. So step one, this is a big thing. You need to be sure to set up your client journey. What that means is you have to have the path that somebody's coming into your business and where you would like them to go next. Sometimes this changes, right? Sometimes we have a path that they start in and we have to adjust it along the way, but people need to know about your business and what their next steps are. Confused people do not buy. So just think about that, okay? If you set out a path, you have a client journey and you've written that out, then you can move people along that journey as you're guiding them and nurturing them inside of your program. Everybody okay with that? If you are, just use your emojis, give me a little thumbs up, say yes in the chat. Just making sure that we understand about setting up a client journey first, because we're going to use that entire thing along the way, okay? Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Tammy. Got you guys. So next step is we're going to talk about the check-in process. First step is we have a client journey. The second step is this check-in process. Now, remember, we're considering that you've already had somebody purchase something from you. The check-ins is this magic secret sauce that we have, okay? So we're going to start it like this. Find a system that works for you to consistently check in with those buyers. Today, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my Trello system. At the end of this, I'll give you a link. It's completely free. Like Justin said, there's no pitch, there's nothing. I've just developed a free template and 3-part training for you to go through and use my system today. So don't worry about what that system looks like. I'm going to give you a starting point and you can modify it from there. But you are going to have to find a system to track who's coming into your ecosystem. Now you're going to want to annotate those purchases. At the beginning, especially if you're new to business or if you're kind of starting out and how you're tracking, this might be a manual process, right? You have a product that's up there, somebody purchases, you take that name and you put it into Trello, for example, and now you've annotated that purchase. By annotating it, now you know, okay, who are my buyers? And they're sitting there right in a list. Now I say Trello, this could be on a spreadsheet, this could be on a Word doc, whatever works for you. Just know that annotating those purchases is really super important. Now, the check-in process, we're going to check in often. This is where we are going to love on those people that are purchasing from us. It's where we're going to keep ourselves top of mind. It's where we're going to really nurture them. This is where you take your business that might seem like every other business online and up-level it. Okay, this is where you take what you're doing and make it something that somebody is like, holy crap, this is amazing. They know me, they know who I am, they know what's going on. Your check-ins can be very simple. It can be, hey, Justin, how's everything going? I know you purchased something. You got everything? Did you download everything okay? Everything all right? It can be also very personal. My clients, I get to talk to often. I love doing that, but it might be, you know, how is your dog, or the weather's bad, or, you know, whatever it might be, something a little bit personal. The check-ins don't always have to be about business. It's about creating a relationship. Okay. And that's the biggest thing around this. You can also use this time to remind them about the next training call, whatever it might be. So the last thing I want to make sure of is that you personalize your outreach in some way. I think you guys have probably been on the receiving end of an outreach that's just like, hello, friend, hope you are well today. Like, what is that? Okay. So make sure you personalize your outreach as much as possible. That does take time. It does take planning, but I think the biggest thing is that you are up-leveling your business by doing this check-in process. Okay. Consistency is definitely the key here. The consistency is going to come from the system that you set up. The system is what I'm going to send you later on today. Okay. Just think about how you are going to set this up into your daily routine, into how you're nurturing your process. And just know that at first it will be you. You'll have to set up the process. You'll have to set up the system. But very quickly, this is something that a team member can help you with. Maybe you hire a VA to make sure they're reaching out. Whatever it might be, just know that the consistency is that really important part that's going to make this whole system amazing. Okay. So why in the world are we doing all of this? Because right now I just added on like some extra tasks in your day. You're like, I'm trying to put out products. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But again, we're thinking about 5 times more expensive to bring on a new lead than keep the one you have. Would you like to spend 3 minutes setting up somebody else and saying, hey, Justin, how's it going? Just hope everything's well with you today. I think that's super important because now you're keeping that client consistently knowing that you're around and that you're supporting their business. So just know we're doing all of these things so that you don't have to spend extra time and money and a whole lot of extra processing and marketing and everything trying to bring on new clients. Okay, so that's why we spend time here. Next thing is we're going to create your raving fans. Okay, so one of the things Justin asked me to do is just talk about the system overall. And raving fans, what that is to me are the people who talk about your work, who are like, oh my gosh, you have to go to Tools for Motivation and download this thing. It was so awesome. Those are your raving fans. Those are those people who are stepping out and saying, you really have to work with this person. Those are the people who become your warm leads. Those are the people who become something that is bigger inside of your business than just you saying, hey, this is really, really cool. You should get this. Okay. So the raving fans is a huge thing. So far, we've created a client journey, right? We've done a check-in process consistently. People know who you are. They know what's going on. And now we're going to create our raving fans from that. I'm just going to, I think I just said this a second ago. You're top of mind and you're caring about their success. And you're reliable and consistent. What this does for any person who is purchasing from you, it's now up-leveled your work in their mind, okay? Now, the next thing we have to do is ask for testimonials. Testimonials are absolutely gold in any online world. I know Justin has a bunch on his site. I know I have a ton. I have Justin's testimonial on my site. It's just a really great way to have somebody else share a little bit about their work. Now, it's not only about your new contacts coming in, it's about creating that relationship with that person who's giving you the testimonial, okay? Now, getting testimonials is super simple. It can be like people kind of overthink it, I think, sometimes. Really, Justin's a client of mine, right? So if I go to him and I say, hey, Justin, it seems like you've had a lot of success with our work together. Do you have like a couple of minutes to just record a 30-second testimonial for me? Do you have time to do that? It's just a matter of asking, okay? It can be an email that you do, or maybe the next time you're on a call, you ask, hey, can you just record a 30-second testimonial for me? This is a gold nugget in your work. The biggest thing that you're doing is you're allowing that person, that buyer, that purchaser to say, oh yeah, I love this stuff. Sure, I'll give you a testimonial. You're setting up this really deep relationship with them, okay? As always, we always want to ask permission to share any kind of testimonials. This is somebody else's work. So just make sure that you do take that extra time to say, hey, you recorded this for me. Do you mind if I put it on my site, or can I post it on social? That's just a really good way to kind of CYA.
Can I add one, Marie? I'm just going to add one. Yeah. So for at Tools Motivation, some of our best testimonials have come from dealing with problems or challenges or questions at the help desk or at our support email. So it'd be like 2 or 3 back and forth exchanges with a customer. And at the end, it's all sorted out and everything's good. And then they'll say, wow, that was a really great experience. Thanks so much. Tools Motivation rocks, or something like that. So then right there we'll reply back saying, oh, thank you so much. Can we quote you for a testimonial? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. So sometimes even just your day-to-day interactions with clients or customers will have some pleasantries that you can just literally ask, hey, can I quote that? So then they're not even doing any work. You're just literally quoting something they already said. Yeah,
I love that. Another example that just kind of came up in my mind is obviously a video is really powerful. So if you can get somebody to do a video, that's great. Not everybody's going to be into that, and that's okay. I often ask my clients to go to my LinkedIn page and just leave a testimonial there. You can always review. You do have to say yes before something is posted on your profile. So just know that. But it's a really great way to get some social proof right there on your page, and it's coming from somebody else. So screenshot that. You can put it on landing pages. It's like having this little basket of amazing things that you can use anywhere in your marketing. One of the guys that I've talked to recently, he's just been in the world of the online space for a long time. He told me he was doing like infomercials way back like in the 80s or something. Like, okay. But the biggest thing he said to me that really stuck out is that you can sell you, but I can sell you better, right? If I tell you, hey, my system is really great, I'm going to give it to you free, you're going to love it, it's going to be absolutely amazing, that's wonderful. But if Justin says the same thing about my work, aren't you going to be like, hey, somebody else really thinks that's great? So just know that testimonials are super, super helpful. Okay. Super simple to do, super helpful. I'm going to put in here about using the testimonials. Sometimes we ask about them and somebody sends it to them. Don't forget to post that. Okay. Don't forget to really go out there, put it in your marketing, put it in your lead magnets, put it inside of your website, put it on your sales pages. Make sure you're using those things. Okay. So that's the first part of getting a raving fan. You're asking this buyer to move from purchase all the way into giving you a testimonial. The next step for them is to invite them to be an affiliate. Okay. An affiliate is somebody who's going to share your work, and in exchange, you might give a percentage of commissions to that person based on any purchases that come through. Justin mentioned this. I'm the affiliate manager here at TFM. I've been managing the affiliate work for the last 3 years. If you're on the affiliate team, thank you. You've probably seen emails from me every Monday. But the biggest thing for this is that asking them to become an affiliate allows you to continue that relationship with this person and give them a little incentive to continue to share. This is that raving fan kind of level, right? This person at this point has just paid you money. They've given you a testimonial, and now they're going to be an affiliate. So they're really motivated to be invested in your business, which I think is super huge. At TFM, we get 50% on any purchases that come through, which is, it's a really good percentage. So if you're not already an affiliate of ours, just let us know. And I'll be sure to hook you up. If you are, then remember to share, right? Like, this is a space that we want to support your work. And by giving you a little bit back is fantastic. So let me go through this because I think I just put this through here. Yeah. So far what we have done is we've supported our buyers, right? We've created a system where we're consistently checking in with them. How are you doing? Creating that relationship. We are then going to stay, and we're going to ask them for, let me start again. Supporting our buyers. We're staying consistent. We're asking them for testimonials, which is huge. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to invite them to become an affiliate of ours. Now, what do you think this relationship looks like with this one person? We've developed this amazing system to keep up with them, to really know, are they now invested in sharing a little bit more about your work? Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. I think it's absolutely a great way. Now, not only can we have all this happen, you're set up perfectly for inviting them to the next step. Remember, we talked about our client journey. Remember, we said, hey, if you purchase this, what are they going to do next? This is now a great time to say, wow, you've got such great success here. Thank you so much for the testimonial. You're now an affiliate of ours. And I think that it'd be really great to get into the next step of our program. So having that next step can only come from planning. So be sure that you have that really solid client journey going. And it's a natural progression, right? It's a natural way for them to say, yeah, I've loved everything. There's no reason that I won't love this next thing. Again, it's very super simple. Just ask. Okay. So if Justin's a client of mine, hey, Justin, we've been working together for a couple of years. It seems like you've got a lot of success here. I think I can help you with this next level program. I've just put this together. I think it's amazing. Can we hop on a call and I can tell you about it? Or if you have products and you have services, remember that you can send them invitations. You should have your buyers marked. We have all of our buyers marked in TFM as purchasers. So if we have a next higher level program, we can easily send them an email. In TFM, people go and they purchase things from the store. We have launches where things are discounted. Our natural next step is for them to become members. And when the membership is open, it's natural for us to say, hey, you've already purchased several things from us. We do this all the time and our membership program. Would you like to join? So that's
Yeah.
what our buyer journey goes. Does that make sense?
Sorry, Marie, I want to chime in here because I've got
Sure.
a perspective that I think is pretty on point for what you're talking about. For at Tools for Motivation, and my job specifically is I do a lot of the hiring for different experts like Marie that come in. And one of the hardest things when you're bringing on someone new is this the right contractor for the job? Is this somebody that can stick around and do the work? And you kind of go through a lot of back and forth. And when you do find a provider that you can trust that does a really good job, then you kind of want them to have other things to offer you, because now you're taking the work off of their plate to vet somebody new and to find if, are they going to do it right? Well, they already did this one job for me. Amazing. So they're probably going to do this next job really well. So that saves me the whole hassle and worry and frustration, and sometimes the extra cost of hiring 2, 3, 4 people that don't work out, only to then finally get someone that does. So if you have somebody that you're hiring for client work that just knocks it out of the park, and they go, yeah, I can do this thing over here as well, 9 times out of 10, they're just going to say yes. So you, as the provider, just have to ask, or at least offer it. And I think a lot of people get a little gun shy with that, whether because maybe it's a higher price on it, or it's a larger contract and they're worried that it might bother the person. It won't. As somebody who hires, I would rather know about your offers than to just be in the dark about it. Like anybody that does long time work for us, we keep them on because we can trust them. And it's very hard to get on outside of that. So once you made that connection, make yourself available if you want the work.
Absolutely. I love that. And I thank you first for just kind of bringing 2 different sides, right? I've been talking about your buyers and your purchasers, but what Justin's talking about is also your team. And the same relationship building and the same kind of long-term system can work for both sides. Justin is inside of my nurture system as a client, but I'm also in Justin's nurture system as a team member of TFM. I'm always given opportunities inside of this community to say, hey, what else can you do? Or, hey, we have this project. Is it in your wheelhouse? And thankfully, especially at TFM, we have a small, mighty team, right? We have a lot of people that we love to do really great customer service for. But you'll see that if you kind of take a look around, we have a lot of people that love their work inside of TFM, and we're consistently supporting each other. But that means that there's always consistency for our clients. So semi little side, but I love that you connected those pieces. And I think the biggest thing is to just ask. Move out in there. And I think I put this in the next slide, which is amazing. Super easy, right? Just ask. Go out there. State what you need and see who can help you. If it's testimonials, it's affiliates, whatever those things are. Remember that it's better to ask somebody who's already in your ecosystem than to ask a cold lead to come in and purchase your higher level programs, right? That's the whole point of all of this. Create a path for the people coming through, and then nurture them into, this is a really great decision. Now, you don't have to force anybody to do anything. But I do think that if you create this path and you help people see that it's the best part for your work together, it'll be a very easy ask. I think that this kind of comes in with a little bit of mindset that I had an idea about Justin just saying, but biggest thing is that when you are asking other people to join your next program, or you're asking a team member to stay on, you're really supporting them, okay? This is a part of your business where you get to step out and say, I have something that I think would be really valuable for you, and I'd love to introduce you to it, okay? So make sure you take that mindset of like, oh, I don't know if I want to ask, or I don't know if the testimony is going to be good. It's better for you to go out and know what you have is really valuable to somebody else. They're busy, right? They're going to be busy. They've got a lot of going on. So you asking is an actually support of them. Okay. So let me do a quick little recap here. So far, what we've done is we've created a client journey. They know, you know exactly where they're going to go, and we're guiding them along with it. You've annotated consistently how you're going to check in with them. And again, I'm going to give you that system here. So you guys will be able to download that. It's in Trello, but it's really super easy to get going. You're asking for testimonials, which can be great in your marketing. It can be great for creating those relationships with those buyers. You're asking those people to become affiliates. Affiliates is another layer of income in your business, but it's also a really great way to develop a relationship with somebody who's already been a purchaser of yours. And then you're going to invite them into your next higher level program, whatever that might be, your program, your products. What is the next step for them in that? Now you can consistently do this, right? If you have a set of people, let's say 10 people who are coming in here and they're staying within your program, it's so much easier to keep those people in your program than it is to go find 50 new leads to bring in and keep pushing those people through your low levels. Okay, so that's the whole reason that we do this whole project. So I hope I gave you enough information, but I want to stop for a second and just see, are there any questions out there? I don't know if we got anything in the chat, Justin, but
Yeah, there was a question.
Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there was a question from Ali saying my sales are Amazon books. I can't track my buyers. So, and that was earlier when you were kind of going through the whole reaching out to your clients, having the journey and all that kind of stuff. So maybe you want to touch on that. I know there are ways to add things into your book sales to get people to join your list or to go to your website. So there may be a couple of extra steps required. Do you want to just maybe talk on that quickly?
Yeah, that's a great, thank you first for bringing that up. Definitely inside of your books, you can have a call to action, right? At the end of your book, you can add in a page, hey, if you want to take this further. You might not be able to track your buyers, but you can see if you can bring some of those people into your ecosystem, get them on your emailing list, give them a special code so that you know that they come from Amazon, that they've come from those book purchases. So that way you can say, oh, wow, thank you so much for purchasing my book. Here's the next step in how we can work together. I know that's kind of a two-step, but at the same time, I think there is a process to kind of layer that in there. And then hopefully Amazon, I know it's kind of hard to track who your buyers are, but that's just kind of a space to move in there. Any other ideas on that, Justin? I'm just trying to think. I mean, definitely call to action.
Yeah, you definitely nailed it. The book will help you build a brand, but in general, just like having only that one source of revenue or that one bucket as the sole place. And maybe that's not, Ali. I don't know your full business, but in general, you're going to want to get people off of other third-party platforms and websites and onto your website and or onto your mailing list at some point, whether you're doing client work, selling to millions of customers, whatever, or maybe somewhere in between. At some point, you want to own the relationship and that contact. And the best way to do it is by getting people to join your mailing list. So, like a lead magnet, some kind of opt-in form, a newsletter, things of that nature. But again, if you're only selling on Amazon, you will have to add other calls to action to kind of get them over to your web properties. And you could do things like in your book, you could say, I have a video course where I expand on the concept from this book. And, it's normally $50. It's free for buyers of the book. Please go to this URL. Well, now you'll probably get a massive conversion on that for anybody that does read the book through to the end, right? So you could put, very, very nicely laid out incentives to get people out of the book on your website onto your list. That's my best advice.
Yeah, I love that. And then we got a couple of things in chat too. Susie gives away a workbook. That's absolutely fantastic. They're going to have to download and put in their name and email. Again, we're talking about capturing those leads and then nurturing those leads along the way. Mark has a really great suggestion. If you have something on your landing page, put a buy button. I've always called it a gate. I don't know what you call it, Justin, but it's like just that name, email, and then they can go over and purchase it from Amazon or wherever it's housed and is being sent out from. So 2 really great ideas inside of there. Great question, Ali, because it's definitely something to think about and making sure the biggest thing is to think about what your client journey looks like inside of your business and then create that system to consistently reach out as much as you possibly can to develop the relationship. Even if it's an Amazon purchaser, like I said, if you give them a special code and they put in their name and email, you can have a specific email that says, thank you so much for purchasing my book on Amazon. I hope you enjoy it. I have some resources for you. So you can customize that relationship right from the beginning. So
yeah, love that. Yeah, great feedback there from Susie and Mark. Thank you so much. Both of those are really, really great ideas and contributions into the chat. That's amazing. Yeah. And James is saying, sounds like a lot of overwhelming work. That is my problem. You want to comment on that, Marie? I'm sure you've heard that comment before.
I have. Yes. So that's why I do the work that I do. I'm just going to put this up so you guys can have it. We are going to have this in the replay as well. But James, I'm going to take away some of that overwhelming work. If you go to firstcuptoclose.com/, and you guys can see it there on the page. And we can put that link in the chat too.
Yeah, I didn't have it ready to go, but I'm gonna go grab it because you sent it to me on WhatsApp. So I'm gonna grab that link for you folks in just a second here.
Yeah.
And pop it into the chat.
You
have to type it out.
Perfect. Let me tell you a little bit about this, James. So I get it. Setting up a system like this is very time consuming. What I'm giving you guys today is my system that is a template on Trello, free to download, free to load in. If you don't have a Trello account is also free. Like, this is something that you can get together today. And that's my biggest thing, because I don't want you to be overwhelmed by adding in one more thing. The hardest part really is just to set up your system of how you get your buyers from wherever they're purchasing into this tracking system. There are automations. For example, if you have somebody purchasing on a Thrivecart link, or any, I guess we could do the same thing with WooCommerce as well. If they purchase there, they can get a Zapier. I'm just going to talk a little tech here, but you can have a Zap that goes into Trello and automatically create those cards for you. So the tech stack that you have, take a look at it, see how you can connect the pieces to automate as much as possible. Once you run through 2 or 3 people, think about outsourcing this to a VA, okay? Your outreaches should be personalized as much as you possibly can, but inside the training that I'm giving you, it's gonna show you like what kind of information you should add in there. It's gonna say, hey, make a note where they live. And if you see something happen, and you're on Facebook scrolling for some reason, reach out. Hey, Justin, I just saw you had a huge storm. Hope everything's going okay. Those are those kind of connection points that allow Justin to know, I am interested in what's happening in your life. And at the same time, that means that I'm developing that relationship. So I hope that helps. Oh yeah, virtual assistant. So James, I hope that helps. You've given me a thumbs up, so that's good. Go through that. This whole free process that I'm sending you has a 3-part quick training on Trello. I think they're like 4 or 5 minutes. Like, I'm just going to give you all the things you need. It's going to give you my templates as well. I have a little cheat sheet for Trello. And then my email is right there. This goes directly to my inbox. My team doesn't even see it. So email me seriously if you have questions, because I don't want you to get lost. I want you to be less overwhelmed. Okay, James, definitely.
Yeah, and I'd like to acknowledge James for asking that question, because a lot of people don't really chime into the chat and say, but I guarantee you there are going to be many people here live and probably many hundreds more on the recording watching, agreeing and thinking the same thing. So I definitely thank you for asking that, James. And also know this, like, I've been at an online business now since 2008. So I've been doing this for many years. But for the first 3, 4, 5 years of doing this, I was always overwhelmed. Like, everything was overwhelming. There was always way more tasks than I could do in a day. And all you really can do about it is pick what's reasonable for that day. Give yourself a list of objectives that you think are reasonable to hit, and then just put your head down and go. Try not to overthink things and just do it, and give it your best effort each and every day. And slowly but surely, and I truly mean best effort. So that means, putting the phone away or turning things off and not logging onto social media, not taking phone calls, and not giving yourself comfort breaks. Like, you got to sit down and focus. So don't, go get a drink or something to eat. Like, sit in that fire and, force yourself to work for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Very quickly, it won't be overwhelming. It's just almost more of a mindset at the beginning than it is actual understanding the tech things. So I'm not saying that about you specifically, James, but in general, to me, that was the best advice I received in the early days when I was feeling overwhelmed, was just do what's in front of me, what I can do right now, and try to stay focused. And if you can really work on that and hold yourself accountable, I think you'll get through it. So great question. And I also wanted to read you there was just a quick piece of feedback from Ali, just thanking you. I just wanted to read because it came to me directly instead of into the chat. So Ali was just saying, thank you both for a comprehensive answer, much appreciated. That was the one about the Amazon books.
Perfect. That's awesome. I know in my other trainings that I've done, I've talked about organizing your day. So I don't know if we can kind of dig that up, Justin, or if that lives somewhere on the site, but I know I've done organizing your day. I always have top 3. We'll just kind of go through this real quick because it's a really good layer on what is happening inside of your business. I always have top 3. What are the top 3 things I need to happen today? If these 3 things happen, it moves the needle in my business. For me, that's money making things. I need to reach out to this client. I need to send a proposal. I need to post a new product. Think about the things that are going to be beneficial to your business today. That might not be that you have to post something on social media unless that's bringing you direct sales. That might be that you're actually posting that book on Amazon and you're getting sales from that. So just think about the money making things. And it just sort of seems less overwhelming when there's money coming in. Those tasks seem more fun when those checks come in and when the little ping comes, oh, you have money. So I hope that helps too. I'm sure we can. Yeah.
Can I read you another comment here?
Yes, sir.
So this, oh, it just jumped as I went to read it, it jumped. Okay, so from Gail, this is great info and timely for me as I'm changing niches and will be using my own content along with some from TFM, of course, and putting it out there in the next few days. Definitely will be watching the replay and applying the steps. Excited for the Trello plan too. Now you can get it. We put the link in there. Thanks, Justin and Marie. So that was from Gail. Yeah. Thanks, Gail.
Awesome. Thank you.
And what else did I miss here? We also had, oh, please share your email, Marie. I don't know if you did that already.
I haven't yet, but it's
it'll
right
be
there
on that link. There'll be a
Yeah.
contact on that link. Oh yeah, it's right on the screen. So I can see it. What else? Indasa saying, having been a VA, I get very picky. Thanks, Marie. By the way, also homeschool. Yay. Very cool. And Mansoor is asking, Justin, on your site, can I find tutorials about finding new clients? So long story short, yes, we do have trainings about finding customers, getting your name out there. First, Marie, maybe I'll ask you, do you have any training specifically for client work? Because my answer, Mansoor, will vary depending on what your business is. So if you're selling, specialized services like a consultant, I'd recommend one type of training. If you're trying to sell digital downloads to thousands of people, probably a different path for you. So I need to know a little bit more about your situation. If you want to reach out, by the way, our sales manager is on the call, Trevor Payne. Trev, I think you've been chatting. So
Hi,
if you want to, Trev, if you want to put your email address in there, you can, Mansoor, if you want to send Trevor an email and maybe give him a little bit more background on your specific situation, Trev can grab some of our free training links that are most relevant to your situation and email those over to you. And then Marie, I'll get back to you. If you had anything about finding clients versus retaining, if you have anything free or even just some free resources or other resources that you can recommend.
Yeah, so I come from a space of services. So I have a service-based business. Justin has products. So I think we're a really good meld between the two of them. For me, when I'm looking at services, definitely when I started out, I was inside of a bunch of VA Facebook groups. People are always posting for help there. I used a couple of my client contacts to reach out to new people. For example, Justin said before we got started, I was running a giveaway. It's one of the things that I love the most. It's just putting together a whole bunch of information, and it's what I'm really good at. But because I was reaching out to a lot of people, I had some visibility there. And Justin was one of the participants of a giveaway I was running for another client. So now, naturally, I'm able to talk with this person because they're in my ecosystem. Justin reached out, hey, are you taking on more clients? The answer is yes. So it became a really easy referral business, but finding those first clients, there are tons of Facebook groups for VAs. There's also, if you're doing a services like coaching or consulting, think about getting into some networking communities and just really showcasing how you like to work. I also have a very deep and exciting love for joint venture partnerships. Affiliate partnerships is one side of things, but having those joint ventures is another side. I do that for TFM as well. We have several people who share our work consistently, and that's a joint venture. They're sharing our work for free. We're sharing their work for free. It's visibility. So I could probably do an entire training, and maybe we should, on, how do you find those clients, those first clients, and how do you nurture them through that first purchase all the way into being those raving fans. They all kind of marry up together, right? And it becomes an entire system for your business. So I hope that helps. Justin, you might have some other ideas.
Well,
Do you want me to keep
I
screen
think,
sharing or should I turn this off?
I think you can turn the screen share off, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I think your answer nailed it, because it's really all about, if you want to find clients or customers or just people to follow you and pay attention to what you're saying, being productive and active and busy and doing good things and high quality work can never work against you. It just works awesome. So if you have no clients, go find somebody that you can help. One example that popped into my mind as you were talking, Marie, way before the PLR days, my business partner Ted and myself were making money building websites for people. That was just one of the things we figured out in the early days to bring in some money in the door. And it was really hard to find clients. So one of the things I did was I set up we were doing local business. So I'm in a small town, there's 30,000 people here. And I went around for weeks interviewing people with this little bloggy camera for a local blog. And I just said, what I'm going to do is interview you about your business. We're going to do like 5-10 minute interview. I'm going to do a feature. We're going to post you on the website. It's going to go to our website. We're going to share it on our Twitter and our Facebook. This is in the early days of all that stuff, but still there was some visibility. All they had to do was say yes to my invitation to interview them. And I built my network, and we got a bunch of business out of that because we were making connections. People could see our work. We were giving them a free service first and showed them, hey, look at this cool feature we did for you on our website. If you like the way it looks, well, we build these websites for people. And so we generated business and, more importantly, referrals out of doing that. And that was super easy to get people to say yes. I wasn't asking them to spend any money. There was no strings attached. I was just offering a service, but I brought a lot of professionalism to the engagement, and it created tons of opportunities. So get out there, be busy, be creative, do good work. You'll find clients. It's impossible not to.
I completely agree. And in my world, it's networking events, right? I'm a virtual entrepreneur. I've never done business in a local setting. I've always been online somewhere. There are tons of free places to go network with other people. Check LinkedIn, check Facebook groups. If you're in communities like this, ask your fellow people, like, who has a networking group that we might be able to, like, this is a great way to get your information in front of other people and then use those relationships. And I say that as in, you're going out there to do good work. Justin just said that. As long as you're going out into the world saying, what I have is really powerful and I want to serve other people, you really can't go wrong. There are people out there who are looking to like cut and do crazy stuff. Just go out there with love and it's all going to come back. I wholeheartedly believe it. And I know Justin does too. So I hope that helps as we're kind of finding a natural spot. But if you guys have more questions, please let us know, because this system, and when Justin and I talk about me training on this, we know that the system comes after you've already got some leads in, and that's okay. But the biggest thing is to know, if you have a client journey and you know where this fits in it, you've now created an entire process to keep any person who's purchasing from you in your community, sending more leads your way, sending more testimonials away, and sending more revenue your way. So that's the whole point of like chatting about this now, whether you have a business already or you're starting. So yeah, that helps.
I have one more comment to add to that. Then I'm going to go back into the chat and read a few things out. I'm deliberately reading out a lot of the comments because I know there are people that just listen to the audio of this and they're not going to see the chat replays. So I will do that. But just before I get to that, earlier I mentioned this example, or kind of alluded to it. And it's because I see there's already some people in the chat saying they want to set up like a PLR business or downloads and that kind of thing. They're not doing client work, but a lot of these principles apply anyway. So I'm glad you came, and I'm glad you're listening to this because it's going to help you in work. One of the things, and I mentioned earlier, Trevor is on the call. He's our sales manager. I don't think he's hopping on the mic. He's under the weather right now. But one of the things we did on one of our ad campaigns last year, so we were literally buying ads off of Google, like pay-per-click ads. And the traditional advertisers in that space, or any advertising platform, for the most part, will send you to their website or a lead capture page or a squeeze page to offer you a free thing. And then they kind of send you into their system and then you're done. And that's what we did. But we added an extra layer to this. So we gave away, we had an advertisement, self-help PLR, quality PLR, private label rights. We had all these different keywords. Somebody would click the ad, they come to our website, we give them a free thing. The difference was, on that thank you page for a couple of our campaigns, we tested this and it worked really well. We had a video, and it was Trevor and I on screen saying, thank you so much for signing up for our free package here today. We talked a little bit about our business. It was like 2 minutes long, but we gave a face and a name and a phone number right below the video. And we, on the second day, we said, contact Trevor and he'll send you a free item of your choice over and above what we already sent you. So we're actually doing these one-to-one dialogues with people coming through our funnels and having them actually email, phone, or text us directly. Now, a lot of people think, well, I can't do this. There'd be, thousands of requests to fill. I can't do it. Don't rule any of those ideas out until you've tried them. If it gets so overblown that you can't do it, then you can hire someone to help you with the influx of leads. But until you have that problem, which is a good problem, by the way, I recommend overshooting on the side of contacting people, putting your numbers out there, putting different ways for them to get a hold of you and having those conversations. So yes, we were paying Google for these leads coming in through our system, and it was pretty expensive. Running ads on Google is not cheap, but we were kind of giving ourselves a fail safe there because Trevor was having a conversation with almost every single one of them that was clicking the ad and opting into our list. So yeah, it was expensive to do the campaign, but a lot of those people stuck around they're still on our list. They're still buying stuff. So it kind of tied back into your message, Marie, because it doesn't have to be client work where you're doing these sort of check-ins, phone calls, creating that one-to-one relationship, picking up the phone and talking to people. A lot of digital sellers seem to shy away from this, and I don't get it. If you only have 30 or 40 or less sales under your belt, you've only made a couple $100, why don't you want to pick up the phone and talk to the people that are at least looking at your website and potentially interested in what you have to buy? Until it gets to the point of volume that you can't handle it, I highly recommend you do it. So client work or not, what Marie has recommended to you today will absolutely work.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing with all of this is that you're developing a relationship and you're automatically up-leveling your service just because you take that extra step to reach out. They had to put together a page, they did a video, and then they're saying, just reach out. This is now taking your business that could be similar to other people and moving it up one level. And you're like, wow, this is amazing, right? And that's what we want to do. People can sniff out stuff that's like, okay, this is not feeling good. And they can say, wow, these people really care. Like if you email in or if you go to the help desk for Tools for Motivation, you're going to get an answer, you're going to get support, and you're going to do that because we care about your work, right? So I hope that comes out as a Tools for Motivation team. Trev's on here, Justin, myself. We have several others, but the whole point is that we are demonstrating something that we find really well in a successful business like Tools for Motivation. And these tips and things that I've talked about today can work in any business, no matter where you are, I think. So
yeah. Okay, I'll get back to the comments, just read a few out here. So from Savita, love this, Marie. Thank you. Can't wait to get into the bonuses. Going to listen to the training while I walk this afternoon. So there you go. That's why we read out the comments and not just let them on screen, because people will be listening to the audio. And Mansoor's going to get in touch. Great. Thank you. Gail, actually two things I have learned is to always have a link in everything that goes out there to my website or wherever my contact location is, and always link to my next offer or step. Going to put this to you soon. Absolutely, Gail. That's amazing. Kevin says, Justin, here's our latest book for free if you want to share. Ready, set, get hired. Process works for a job or adding clients. You can share in the chat if you like. Thank you. Oh, so I'm reading it was direct to me. Yes. Thank you, Kevin. I'm going to share this. I haven't vetted it, but hey, we're all friends here, and I think this looks like a good opportunity. So this is from our friend Kevin. He's in the chat, or he's in the room here if you want to pop in and say thank you. But thank you for that, Kevin. I'll take a look at your link after as well. But sounds like we'll be right up the alley of some people that are looking for client work and looking for tips on how to get that going. What else do we have here? Azra is saying, yes, please, I need training on finding first-time new clients. So again, same advice applies. Please reach out to Trevor. And actually Marie as well. If we get people coming back in, we'll link them over to you if they have anything that is kind of outside of our world.
Yep.
James is saying, oh, that's a good one. Okay, so James is saying, I too want to set up a PLR business like Tools for Motivation, need to learn how to get clients for PLR products. Answer is very, very simple, James. You put together a very good quality offer, and you can basically use your connection through TFM to get into the world of affiliates. That's how you're going to start in a PLR business, is getting a strong referral from somebody who has a list in PLR. But again, it is a process, and you have to lead by demonstrating very, very good quality content and back that up with very, very good quality support. Those are the main things that, not just PLR, anybody. Like if you want Marie to promote you, she's going to ask the same questions. Is it a good quality offer? And how do you support it if any of my customers actually buy and they have questions, or they're confused or unsure or whatever? So that's the way you would start there. And also get out into different social circles. There are Facebook groups with lots of marketers where you can kind of meet people and find other sellers in that space. So I definitely recommend something like that. Going down here, yes, there will be a replay. Absolutely. Mansoor, this is all full of value. Thank you. Susie's saying, I love the fact that I was able to have the conversation with you, and I was surprised that it was able to happen, that you offered it. It all makes all the difference. Yeah. So I think Susie is talking about the sessions that we offer when people either buy products or we do these little, Trev, you're gonna have to remind me the name of them. We have these sessions. I forget the name. Once you buy a product, you can book a 15-minute slot with Trevor and he can answer your questions. We have this really fancy name for them.
Quick start call.
Quick start. That's too many things in my brain right now. So that's another good one too. It kind of goes with Marie was saying, you can use automation to just plug in at certain strategic times. Like we don't always offer it, but on some of our offers, hey, thanks for buying this thing. If you need help implementing it, book a free call. Again, yes, it's a 15-minute investment by your team, but you're investing back into a customer or a client who just invested with you. So it's just going to keep flowing that way, right? You do have to be, I will mention this as well, you do have to guard your time, because there will be tire kickers that will take it 2, 3, 4 hours of your time on the phone if you let them. So that you will have to put some safeguards in place as well. So you kind of have to use each scenario to learn what works for you and your style and how you deal with people that are serious versus not serious. So for me, or for Trev in this case, offering a quick start to somebody who just spent maybe $50, $100, $200 in our shopping cart is a good move. Offering that to Google ad people that are clicking on the link, that was a higher risk thing, right? But those weren't calls. Those were just emails or text messages that Trevor was replying to, sending them an extra freebie. So it was kind of lower risk in that example. So you kind of scale based on your audience. Okay. Steven saying, great training session. I always appreciate the high quality of training and products you offer. Thanks so much for that, Steven. I appreciate your feedback. James, great stuff. Not complicated, doable. Thank you for the practical tips. Perfect. Glad to hear that, James. Gail saying, have been the recipient of TFM's surprise bonus content GIF after a purchase. Appreciate it. Love those kind of surprises. Keep them coming. Thanks for the feedback, Gail. Yeah, that stuff works great no matter what you're selling, right? If you sell a physical product, digital product, client thing, mastermind group, coaching course, whatever, surprise bonuses and sending extra things that people never expect always goes a long way. That works in just the real world, non-business world too. Like giving people gifts and saying nice things and recognizing people's achievements or just small pieces of gratitude goes a long way, right? So you apply these basic human interaction things that work well for developing relationships into your business. And hey, it also works there. How cool is that? Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I definitely take a look at that after. Oh, Maria, the one thing I wanted to ask you to comment on, well, maybe just like 1 or 2 minutes, if you don't mind,
Sure.
is do you have any specific advice for coaches or course creators? Because I know on the replay for sure, there are going to be many people that are doing one or both of those. I can always see a few people waving. Thank you. Yeah. So any specific thoughts on that, Marie? Because I know that's a whole, I know you have clients in that world. That's a whole different talk point, but maybe you can offer a couple of nuggets there.
Are we talking about finding clients or retaining clients? Which side are we on?
Let's do both. So maybe finding and retaining.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the finding client side, absolutely, this is somewhere where you want to start. If you're a new coach, I think the important part is to define how you can help other people, right? Because when you go out into a networking community, I do this all the time. I go into networking spaces, I share with others about what I do or what my client does, and then I can let them know how I'm supporting them. So as a coach, make sure you can define how you are supporting the people that are coming into your ecosystem. It might be that you're a mindset coach. It might be that you're a business coach, a lifestyle coach. Biggest thing is for you to be really solid with how you're going to support other people. So just remember to define that. Then go into those networking communities. There are tons of places. Meetup.com will have virtual events. They'll have local events. Things on Facebook, definitely. 100% there's going to be things on LinkedIn. Type in networking and your niche, your niche, whatever you want to say there, and things will pop up. I know for me, I'm in joint venture communities all over the place, and I attend them most of the time 2 or 3 times a week because I want to meet new people. But I'm going to ask questions to a new coach, and I'm going to say, tell me who your target market is and how you like to serve your clients, because those 2 things allow me as a supporter to say, that's awesome. My list needs it. Let me share your work with my list. So if you have those 2 things in mind, you know who your target market is, your avatar, the person you want to work with, and how you're going to support them. That allows those other people to say, that's really cool. Will you come be a speaker on my summit? The answer is yes. Okay. That's really cool. Can I email it out to my list? The answer is yes. Okay. So just remember, there's some things to set up to do that, but you have to know what you're working with. Once you get those clients in, it's about high touch, right? It's the same stuff we talked about today, making them feel welcome, making them feel heard, and making sure that they understand that you're well invested in their journey. Because as coaches, we have a journey for those people to go on, right? It might be a 6-week course. It might be a VIP day. It might be that you have a 12-month program. Whatever it is, you have to be well invested in that, because those people pretty quickly are going to be like, this is amazing. My friend needs it. Let me share. And that's exactly why we do all of these things, right? That's why we do all of the high touch. Justin is working on the side of products and some things on that side. The coaching side is about just making sure you are really supporting those people coming in, and finding them is just a matter of being solid with what you're going to support. Does that help, Justin, answer some questions? I hope.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I guess the one takeaway that I would recommend for anybody, especially if you're doing coaching or consulting, where you're really showcasing your expertise and you want people to hire you for what you know and what you can bring to the table, is make sure that you're often demonstrating your competence online. Short videos, long videos, appearing on blog posts or on podcasts. Like when I used to do coaching, that was one of the first things I offered when we were doing, back in the days, we were offering website services as well. Sometimes I would get clients literally off of a YouTube video or some other video that I had shared. They watched the video, they came to my coaching forum, and I'd have like the pre-call with them, and they would say, I kind of feel like I know you already because my video content was out there. And I would do a little 2, 3, 4 minute, motivational type of talks, but they could see what I was about, right? So you kind of prime people to go into these, bookings with you already knowing the kind of work you bring to the table. And so if you're good at what you do, make sure that you're showcasing it often. For us, I have probably at this point 200 or 300 or 400 videos out there where I've demonstrated how to use PLR. I do tutorials. I have a lot of people that have come through and said, I joined your list because your tutorial was so in-depth and I loved it. And I've had that feedback like 1,000 times at this point. So I know it works. And all I'm doing is just kind of turning on my camera and showing people, answering questions that we're getting at our help desk, but doing it more of a structured way. So it's these conversations I'm having every day. It's not like it's a lot of work. It's part of my day-to-day life. So recording that or documenting some of that, I think Gary Vee talks about this, like you're kind of documenting your hustle. Get more of that out there so that it's easier to sell your coaching. People just want it. They ask for it because they can kind of feel your energy. They see you're competent. They see you're good at what you do, and then they'll ask more about what you offer. So
I love that. I want to make sure I talk about the online courses side, because that came up in there. So, and there's Cornelia said this, you're both, right? If you have an online course, more than likely you've recorded videos that somebody's going to watch. Okay, that you're a coach. It's the same process, right? It might not be that you're hosting in live group coaching, but you have also given them a certain system that they're going to follow. And even though somebody's in your world and they're moving through those videos and they're moving through some of that content, you probably are interacting with them at some point. Maybe you have a live Q&A session. Maybe they're just in your system. But either way, if you take that extra step to reach out and say, hey, I watched you and it looks like you're on video 3. Any questions so far? Because it seems like, sometimes people get caught up here. Can I help you? And all you're doing is emailing them, messaging them, leaving them a note somewhere, and being invested in their journey as a course creator. That's absolutely huge. So to remember that the process works the same on both sides. And then if one of the things, and this just kind of adds on to what Justin was saying, one of the things I love doing, because first, I talk with my hands a lot. Second, I like showcasing things, is I do a ton of Loom videos. So Loom is a free, you can download it. I have an extension on my computer. I like to show people what's happening. When you guys go and download the coursework that I'm giving you, it's all Loom, right? It's me and my screen and me in the little corner with a video. And I'm saying, go here, do this, click that button. And my biggest thing is I want to showcase the fact that this system can work for you and it's easy and a step-by-step tutorial. But I've posted that so many times. I've shared it with my my email list. I put it on some of my social media. It's the same thing as Justin saying, hey, he's turning on his video and posting it to YouTube. So just know that you can showcase your work because you have a social media channel somewhere. Guaranteed you have something somewhere. Put something really powerful together and start posting it. If it's a personal page, just know you're giving a service to the people that need to see it, and the people that don't need to see it will scroll past it, okay? There's a little bit of mindset about sharing on your personal page. You are also a business owner, right? This is putting food on your table. Be confident in your work, knowing that you're putting it out there. Don't share everything and ask everybody to buy all the things, but showcase the fact that you are a business owner and this is a part of your world. And as long as you're going out there with love and kindness, guaranteed it won't be received anything crazy. And I think that's really good. Oh, thanks for the Loom video there, Justin. Yeah. Loom.com.
Another just kind of tip I'll throw out there as well. It's really what works well for coaches. I've seen quite a few of our members do this that are coaches. When you offer a coaching program, the client is really looking forward to that 1 hour call. Maybe it's every Wednesday or whatever. And then they're all, they're inspired, they're motivated. And then that fades quite quickly until the next call. And it's a cyclical thing, right? So things that you can do in between those calls will also increase what Marie is saying here in terms of like creating the raving fan, wanting people to come back for more. So PLR content can be a huge resource for you to create some kind of like additional private section of your website for coaching clients only, right? So join my 8-week coaching program, and you also get access to my private client area. And in there, you could be loading new stuff all the time, audiobooks, ebooks, like a lot of the stuff that we produce at Tools for Motivation could literally just be downloaded, take the PDF as is and put it into your coaching resource library and keep adding to it every month. So your clients, and even once their 8 weeks is done and they don't renew, let them continue to have access to that, right? Because it could pre-sell future courses for you. So it's like a lifetime access thing. Become my client for an 8-week program, you get lifetime access to my private resources area. That's just one little strategy I've seen working. It's just something that I thought I'd mention because if anybody that's new to coaching, keeping those clients coming back can be getting them the first time is hard. Getting them coming back can also be tricky because if you run out of ideas, but this will keep them engaged at least until you come up with new things to offer, new courses, whatever.
Absolutely. I love that. And a lot of people also have communities, right? Like maybe you have a Facebook group that's just for your paying clients. I know I have a client of mine that has Circle. And it's the same sort of just get those people together, keep the communication going, and it's easy to send everybody a quick message and remind them that's there. Your PLR from Tools for Motivation gives you that content. So you don't have to come up with all this stuff all the time. But it's just a matter of, again, it goes back to that client journey. Where are they in their client journey and how are you nurturing them along the way? Because the whole goal is really to get them into your higher level programs, especially as a coach. Man, let's think about that 10K program, right? Let's think about those big 50K programs. Let's think about that business model that allows you to serve these people in a really high level way. And even if you're just starting out, you know where that path is. And if you have a path for those people to go, you can guide them along the way. So just kind of a little business thought there.
Yeah. Gail's just asking, when you're using Loom, are you doing it live or recording video or both?
Usually I'm recording video. I don't usually stream live. If I'm streaming live, I'll use Zoom and then I might stream into some place like that. But you can also use some streaming services. But if I'm using Loom, it's because I want to showcase something and I'm going to record it and then I'm going to post it somewhere.
Good question. Great. So thanks so much, Marie. I think the questions have slowed down a little bit here, but I also do want to thank and acknowledge and appreciate everybody that showed up here live. Even though it's a free training, I know it's a significant amount of your time that you chose to spend with us today. So don't take that lightly. So thank you, and hope you come out to
Thank you.
future ones as well. So again, just to recap, we will have a replay. This has been recording the whole time. I'll actually be ending the recording shortly here. So that'll be going out to the general Tools Motivation mailing list sometime on Friday. Keep an eye out for that. We'll also include a link to Marie's offering, or her free 3R system. Did I get the right? 3R
Yeah, you
system.
got it.
So that'll be in there as well. And then we'll have contact information, because I know there might be some questions that you think of after this is all done. Not a problem at all. You can just reach out through Tools Motivation, and we can either send it to Marie if it's for her, or our team can take the question if necessary. And again, keep an eye on future mailers. For the most part, every second Thursday, and I'm not guaranteeing this, but our goal is for every second Thursday to have some form of training or live stream or workshop, something like this, where you can get a little bit more hands-on advice, feedback, ask your questions, and so on. It's a big part of our focus for 2023 here at Tools Motivation, is continuing to produce the PLR content that you've come to love, hopefully, and really focusing on helping you implement it, get it into action, and get results from it. Because we know that that's the main reason you'll come back to keep getting more from us, right? If you're actually using it and getting a return on your investment, that's the best possible outcome for us and you. And so that is our big push for 2023. If there are any topics that you'd like to see us cover, the more specific, the better, because then we can get the right expert on. Please do send them in to either the help desk, or again, Trevor's here, sales@toolsformotivation.com. We'll gladly take all requests. And Marie, anything to add before we end this one off?
No, I know this is a lot of information. We've talked about a lot of different ways to kind of help scale and grow and think about your business. Sit with it a little bit, come back to the replay, listen to it again. And then as you have questions in the next week or so, just email Trevor. He can either get to me or he can answer it. I recognize that this can be a lot, but at the same time, you're going to find these nuggets. And every time you come back to a training and somebody says something, it's going to start to click. So just keep attending the trainings, keep listening to some of those videos, because you're going to piece together something super powerful. And I think for me, your business is super important. It's really important that you're out here. It's really important that you're doing your work. So just thank you first for just attending and being in the online world, because that allows us to share your work out there as well. So thankful for you stepping out and being a business owner, because that's huge. So absolutely. That's it, Justin.
Thank you. Thanks again, Marie. Round of applause, everyone. We'll see everybody on the next one. Thanks so much. I'm going to stop the recording.